Hello and welcome to Tim Time. My special guest today is Eddie George, who is a highly experienced member of Toastmasters International. Whoa, what do you do there, Eddie? Like, make a lot of toast, a lot of bread, a lot of drinking going on? Well, Eddie's going to tell us all about all that stuff. Eddie, how does Toastmasters International work? What's so special about it anyway?
Well, Tim, thank you for having me. It's good to be here. Well, Toastmasters, I've been a member for about 4 years. Started back in 2005. Toastmasters is basically a speaking club. It's an educational organization. It started back, the concept, in 1904 by a guy named Ralph Smiley. And he worked for the YMCA, and he came up with this idea of helping the young men and boys who were at the YMCA work on their speaking skills. So the senior members would evaluate the boys when they gave speeches. And then through the years, he finally developed the actual Toastmasters International organization. It was in 1924. And since then, there's been 12,500 clubs with 250,000 members and in 106 countries. A big turning point in the club's organization was in 1973 when they finally allowed women to join the club, because originally it was just for men. A typical club, there's 12,000 or 12,000 clubs, has 60 to 40 members, and a typical club has about 20 members, that's the average. The premise of the club is that you are there to work on your speaking skills. You work on developing your organized speaking skills, your improvisational speaking skills. They'll give you a topic and then you have to go right into it. And also they work on listening and evaluating other members. Currently, most clubs, they actually meet weekly, monthly, and some meet twice a month. It's very inexpensive. The average membership fee for the international organization is only $35. And it's also very interactive. There's no instructor. There's always the members are doing all the work. They're doing the leadership roles. They're running the meeting. They're doing all the work. As far as the community involvement, Toastmasters has really helped each community where the clubs are located. For example, they offer on-the-site training for jobs. Basically, a company will have a Toastmasters club associated with their company. It will just be their employees, and they'll work on leadership and communication skills. Some companies that participate are Bank of America, Hewlett-Packard, Merrill Lynch, IBM, and there's probably thousands of other ones. As far as individuals, Toastmasters also really help individuals in their career or just in life. For example, some famous alumni are Tim Allen, he's a comedian, Chris Matthews, the host of Hardball, Robert Patrick, he's a U.S. Senator, and Mrs. Fields. She ran the cookie fortune. She had a food company that made very good cookies. So Toastmasters really helped the community. The way it works is basically you are given manuals and you have to complete the manuals. So it has a very structured organization to it. There's two paths in order to achieve the highest level that Toastmaster has to offer. That's the Distinguished Toastmaster. The first path is the communication path. So you're given a manual where you have to complete 10 speeches, and once you complete those 10, then you have to complete another 10. Then that's a bronze award. Then you have a silver award, that's another 10. And you have a gold award, that's another 10. So that's about 40 speeches to complete your communication path. Then the second path is the leadership path. That is where you're working on leadership skills, and those are 3 manuals. So once you complete all those manuals, you complete the leadership path, and you are a Distinguished Toastmaster. You have completed everything that Toastmasters has to offer to make you a better leader and communicator. So that's basically a brief description of what Toastmasters is. If you'd like to find out any more information, you can go to toastmasters.org, or you can visit my club, which is located in Chicago. It's extremetoastmasters.com, and there are currently 78 clubs in Chicago, so there's a very wide opportunity to improve your speaking and leadership skills. Tim, would you like to?
Yeah, so there's no toast involved at all, really.
No, that's the common misconception that Toastmasters is related to toast. It's actually just
So you
cheering.
guys get together and you talk, right?
Yeah.
You talk for
Um,
hours on end,
Not exactly.
talking.
We it's a structured meeting. You basically come up with either a
But what brought you in, Eddie? What's you interested? When our listeners out there really want to find out more about, what's Eddie all about? We heard about you, been talking about this for a while, been playing it up big. You're finally here. What got you in there?
Well, what got me into this was I originally was a college student and I needed to give presentations in a business-related field. So in order to give really good presentations, I wanted to join a club that specializes in giving presentations. So that was my reason for doing it. And then I just continued with it afterwards because I just continue to see my communication skills exceed and get better, and also just my relationships with people.
But you can join any club you wanted. Why this Extreme, it's whatever you put it, it's club that you're talking about?
Extreme Toastmasters.
Ah, okay. Why Extreme Toastmasters?
Extreme Toastmasters is a club in Chicago, and like I was saying before, there's clubs that meet once a month, twice a month, and weekly. Extreme Toastmasters is one of the few clubs in Chicago that meets weekly. They also are 2 hours long, so it gives you, out of all the clubs in Chicago, the most opportunity to speak. And the only way you're going to get better at speaking, or really, really good at speaking, is by speaking. So that was my main motivation.
So you have to speak in order to get better at the speaking. Well, that definitely makes sense. And finally, what keeps you there? What keeps you actually still at the club, still doing things there?
The club, I continue to get better. Also, the people, it's very interactive, and the location is also very pleasant. It's a very comfortable location. Toastmasters really tries to make sure it's run by the people, so the people get to decide how they want things. So that's really motivating me to stay at Extreme Toastmasters.
Okay, well, thanks very much, Eddie. You heard it here. That's Extreme. Explain what the Extreme Toastmasters Club is out there in Chicagoland somewhere. So if you're around there, extremetoastmasters.com, I think was the site you mentioned.
Yeah.
And that ends Tim Time for today. So thank my special guest, Eddie George, and keep it right here for the